me around off this page, if you're not in direct contention, you might think, man, I'm struggling right now. Like, we really need to get into it, but in reality, you're able to string together 1 or 2 strong games, or even a victory royale right now.
Players are boarding, will be there in just a moment. I think we'll have a package here in just a moment. But what do you think, man? So do you think, like, where is Aqua? Did we see him? Is he on page 1?
They're not in this heat. They're not in this
okay, I'm sorry.
It's different heats. It's
different heat.
This is heat 1. So again, just to remind people, a little too excited here. There are 4 heats coming through in Europe. 8 teams will be advancing and going on. And the way you're able to kind of score and work your way up is through eliminations and placing higher up. Though in Europe, particularly, they have the highest amount of participation. So all of these players they are at the very tippy top, right? This is the top 0.001%. Right. These are the best of the best and the people who are very able to, like, compete against these guys. So, like, they're able to elevate their game on a particular day. However, as we're sitting here and able to have our own predictions, there's a reason we all think Mitro, Mongo, and Benji have done it. There are repeated trios who have shown they're consistently stronger and that much better than the rest. It's not like we're basing this off of, like, who our favorite players are, right? It's going and looking at it and breaking it down. But for now, we're going to throw to a 10-minute break while we sort some stuff out on our end. We'll go talk to the bus driver, try and get that going. You guys take your bio breaks, whatever you need. We'll be right back.
Hello, family of Fortnite. RTW here, and throughout the Fortnite Champion Series, we're going to be trying to get more acquainted with the world of competitive Fortnite. Today, we're going to be discussing the 3 different stages of a competitive Fortnite game. The early game, the mid game, and the late game. And what different players have as their goals during these stages in order to achieve the ultimate goal, the victory royale. Let's start with the early game. Also called the looting phase, this is where all players are attempting to secure their chosen landing spot and maximize their loot potential. In competitive Fortnite, every game matters, so players try to strike a balance between high loot opportunity and safety so as to not waste a game by being eliminated early. You drop a high loot POI like Retail Row or Paradise Palms, or land at a safer POI on the rest of the map, where less players drop with less loot. Regardless, the goal is common. Safely on the side of the map, or an aggressive and risky approach by letting others loot for you and finding early elimination. Now that we know what the early game is, what should we be looking out for during this stage? First things first, being contested. The first realization players make when landing is whether you're being contested or not, to prepare for the upcoming possible fight. Trios want to try to force your opponent into the more disadvantageous position to cut off from loot potential. Either they have to make a desperation push, or they're stuck with less loot where you can easily clean up. That's just the beginning. Intensity with all the different POIs contested, it quickly slows down as the rotations begin towards first zone. Looting doesn't end here, and most competitive players will have a loot path, which optimizes their possibility for finding the crucial mobility and weapon upgrades. Thanks to the new battle map feature in the replay mode, we can study these loot paths and rotations quite easily these days. So go check that out in any replay from the Fortnite Champion Series by going into the Compete tab and finding your favorite weapon. It will vary from game to game, but generally, we move into the mid-game around the middle to end of second zone. The mid-game is the calm before the storm. Before the storm circle gets too small, it forces the engagements. Most players' goals aren't positioned. How the early game wins, again, have to strike a balance, this time between looting and farming, or going for the best position. Looting could include playing extremely aggressive to earn yourself other players' loot. In trios, it's much harder to play that aggressive playstyle, since fights take longer and cost more. You want to be efficient with any rotations or fights you have to take. You don't want to spend your precious mobility, valuable resources, or health. This is why you'll see a lot of the top players look directly for center zone from the mid-game. When you're in the center zone, you end up giving yourself the most chance of being in the next storm circle when it gets revealed. You'll then have to go less distance and thus spend less materials. Finally, the end game. The most exciting, hectic, thrilling, and difficult part of competitive Fortnite. Experiencing an endgame can be confusing and hard to process, but it will also be one of the most rewarding and fun times to play and watch. This is when you take all the advantages you built in the early game and the mid game and use them to push yourself to a victory royale, and also find as many eliminations as possible. In the current Championship Series format, every elimination matters, just like it did in the World Cup. From 6 zone onwards, where the calm from the mid-game explodes into a cacophony of tunneling, mobility usage, and shots being fired, you'll see teams go to the ever so advantageous high ground, where they can tunnel very cheaply and have the most opportunity on the rest of the server for elimination, as they have the top-down view. You also see teams call out the need to find a good layer, which is away from other players, both above, below, and horizontally from you. You'll see teams desperate for the extra materials to last them through to the full zone closure, going for impact eliminations, where they can top off on resources and power weaponry on their fallen opponents. So, when you're watching on the field, the early stages is ready to protect the still available. Spend all the advantages you set yourself up with to earn the victory royale. Use this to form your game plan in order to earn as many series points weekend after weekend. And maybe next time, we'll be watching and highlighting your top plays. This is Valor 2004. I'll see you in game.
Bringing you a breakdown of one of the most dynamic, flexible, and clutch items every trio is utilizing in the Fortnite Champions Series, the Shockwave Grenade. We're going to be taking a look at some of the basics on how it's used and misused at different moments in the game, and how to adapt and play against them towards the end game. To get started, let's get a refresher on what shockwaves are and some of the basics of using them. Shockwave grenades are a utility item that drop in stacks of 2, with a maximum stack size of 6. When thrown, the shockwave launches anyone within its tile-and-a-half radius far distances, destroying builds in the process, with the added protection from fall damage for the players who use them. The most effective way to gain maximum distance is to time your jump well with a shockwave right below you, angling yourself above it for higher vertical movement, or towards the side of it in midair for horizontal coverage. If you do use a shockwave to rotate through builds late game, you will only be able to go through about 5 layers of wood, brick, or metal before you come to the stop. Going for height, if you don't get stopped by any opposing player's builds at all, you will be upwards of 7.5 tiles in height, giving anyone above you a surprise and changing both doors in a split second. Although really easy to understand and use individually, once entering the atmosphere of trios and teamwork, the use of shockwaves enters a whole new dimension. There are deciding factors in win conditioning allowing for easy positioning and rotations. Using them and syncing together after the landing is efficient and gets your whole trio online, ready to fire at a faster rate compared to the rest of the competition. Saving these grenades for later use means an element of surprise and shock to the whole circle. The 8th and 9th zones densely packed endgames bring the shockwaves with high ground and mid ground layers crumble, and give pace trios and surviving solos a way to counter long tarps and bases towering above them. Facing off against 3 players usually proves favorable, as you are vulnerable to can work against you though, if you found height or foundation, easily shot out and focus panicking the shots in your own box is a personal mistake during the game, giving you poor positioning slip away from your trio. Also, you makes a higher health and shield pool if used at the absolutely correct level. Counteracting strategies, negative and potential mishaps in certain situations. Secondly, boxing up and forcing shockwaves then allows you to have power in numbers as 3 players get a vertical discovering new positioning and shockwaves throwing targets within your box might keep your trio and teammates closer together when using one shockwave to rotate, saving crucial mats and attracting less attention during your mid-game rotations. You also save your total shockwave count by doing this, allowing for more opportunities to challenge high ground, brief low ground in the end game, or rotate mid-game. Keeping a teammate higher than normal, multiple layers above you, as in the event of a rain down to the trio on a retake. Keeping your own shockwaves handy is a way to counter anyone taking height off of you as well. But if both trios play mind games and the circle gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, the more likely a chance there is for a messy, repeat shockwave circus happening all at the same time. Player after player gets identified in the sky, teammates all getting sent around in and out of the storm, off the chart flares, and splits costing a trio more damage versus normal. Identifying these mistakes and get better retakes on height using the most items. Keep your position in mind while braking, jumping, and blasting into the air until you get it just right. And who knows, maybe you can have that top play or amazing clutch that's
What's up, Fortnite fans? So first of all, sorry about a little bit of issues on our side with the European matches flushing, but there's been a ton of Fortnite action going on this morning anyway, with Middle East wrapping up their first and second heat, so we have the final results, and we're gonna hop into some of the action. And also, I just want to say, my predictions for Middle East are looking pretty good. I know Z kind of hinted at it, but you can check out on the FN Competitive Twitter and also on the YouTube some of our prediction and our preview piece we were able to go through, and we talked about what some of our predictions, particularly in the Middle East and European region, are. So make sure you get up to date on that, get what our thoughts and opinions are. But we're going to be hopping into Heat 2 match 1 of the Middle East region in just a second here. And honestly, I'm excited. It's going to be the first time seeing Middle East in outside of the open tournament format, seeing the top teams really go at it. And honestly, looking at the heats afterward, there are a lot of big changes now up on the board here. You can see there were some differences in the predictions. One, I will say, I was the one who predicted Flame, Prime, and Hunter up there, so swap Zeke and I's names. But otherwise, Fox, Hero, Kappa, and Fiesel were the favorites going through. They performed pretty well. You will be seeing them in the Middle East Grand Final tomorrow. However, Flame, Prime, and Hunter were also able to have a positive day in their heat and advance through. So predictions so far are holding steady, and it's going to be exciting once we get in. There is a different style of play, different types of gameplay from all over the regions, but enough from me. I've talked enough. Let's throw it on over to Lupo and Monster as they take you into Middle East Heat 2, Match 1.
So just quick note to those at home. Occasionally we run into issues on the cast. Do your best to not get too worked up about it. You know, there's a lot of things at play here, so 10-minute break is an insanely short amount of time to recover and get back into the games. As you can see here on your screen, Heat 2 Game 1 of the Middle East region just starting off. Tilted Town, a number of teams dropping down the bottom. Heavy pressure on the bottom, pump shotgun, an early blue pump shotgun. As you can see, is honestly one of the most powerful weapons. It's so hard for the up close fights too.
Such a clean shot. And that's one of the perks of landing in Tilted Town. You know you're gonna get a blue. You know you're leaving with blue pumps, you're leaving with shockwaves, you're guaranteed. Now you get this launch back as well. So it's a good place to be. You want to guarantee your load and you stick around just to get back to the lobby. Not much you can do there. You catch one pick, maybe a point for your leaderboard basically, but
You have to hope it's like a solo, otherwise you know it's going to get picked back up almost immediately. Yeah, you're saying early game in Tilted has such a refined loot pool. The trade-off of not being able to build or not having to build, because you know that you can just focus on gun skill and accuracy, is such a big factor in building up an early loot. It's just the early loot game is so it's huge here. Like I said, it feels like crazy. Everybody's gonna come out stacked with a good set of materials. In fact, just because you can pick up all that stuff out of the chest and off of every elimination. If you do get challenged here, it's better spot to drop right now.
yeah, I was just gonna say imagine where one of these guys bring that double barrel out of Tilted Town, because there are some rules in play where the double barrel shotgun only spawns in Tilted, but you can still even take the weapons out of this as well.
Third time's the charm. There we go.
I was gonna say,
Up top.
trying to get up in.
He's got to track down that space bar and runs away sometimes. Unless they're playing on controller, I guess. My apologies. Controller gang, love you.
Control. If anything, Controller Gang has the best movement we've seen so far. These guys can go 360 on the.
Clearly you don't watch my
Running and
stream,
all that.
Monster. I appreciate it though. Yeah.
But all right, now we're looking at Happy Hamlet here. A little bit of a standoff. Moon, Minzu, and Kinji here have that high ground. There's 3 teams here.
The prediction from 4 of the 5 of us, one of the players, Klops, going down on the feet up top there. You can see that.
And if I had to guess, I actually did a ME, a Middle Eastern VOD review. They land towards Junk Junction, so they must have had some kind of problems over at Haunted Hills, but we'll talk about that in just a bit here as Kenji uses a valuable shockwave to try and take the high ground here, and he is going to get chipped just a little bit. Such a nice pinch going on right here, and this is one of our newer competitive regions, so you know, a little bit of catch up, right, to catch up to the rest of the competitive scene per se.
I wouldn't even say that honestly, because some of these players are so good, Monster. I mean, we've even watched each other grow very quickly just from watching these competitive experiences. You have opportunities like this. Look at that. Kiji immediately flicks up, gets the knock on inputs, trying to shockwave from over the top. But they've been watching the competitive experience between all these other regions. Big time.
Filthy little ramp edit right there to catch AZ2M, and yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, is that they were held back for so long because of the ping differences, right?
Yeah.
But now having their own region, a lot of it has, you know, a lot of these players have found a little bit of remedy in that factor as well. So good for them. We see new faces come up and have their moment. Pretty much catch a little highlight here today.
Kiji picking up a Levi right there on Minzu. Knocked in the middle of that fight. A valiant trade, though. Honestly, if your team only suffers a single knockdown, you pick up those 3 eliminations, I'd say that's 100% worth it. Those bubble shields in rotation out. Team moving up on top of the hill.
Not
Lucky
sideless.
landing.
He was actually hit with a little headshot right there, ripped apart all this shield. Now forced only down to bandages, and this is a battle that they have to take on their heels here. And I like what they're doing. They're backing up as a squad, trying to use this time to also gather some mats in the process. This team is not letting up. You have the NL squad right here, Nella, Easy, and Saya Zine right here. They're still fully shielded up for the most part.
Now we got the ultimate high ground right now. Gonna have to fight out one player all the way at the top. Shots coming from there. Looks like trying to knock down that build as they push out to the side. Ultimate high ground, looking down above. Explode from underneath. Gonna have to build against that. Waiting for the peak shot. Look at the timing on that. Very last second before getting to the look at the last one. There it is. Finds the knock on Izzy. They have the advantage at this point. Picks up that elimination up to 125 total HP. Nella gets knocked. Wild Gamer. That elimination. And an RPG in there is going to be huge. Attack shotgun shots back-to-back, finds the third one, and that is a solid Psy while Gamer.